allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the minutes for January 20th, 2025 regular meeting and the January 20th, 2025 budget work session.
I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve the minutes for the January 21st, 2025 budget work session and the January 24th, 2025 budget work session.
I'll
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, so it's all in one.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve employee claims filed with the county auditor for $995.92.
Make the motion.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve the claims filed with the county auditor for $666,029.54.
So moved.
I'll second.
In favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, approve sheriff's office deputy appointments.
That's pretty much the same as what you guys did about a week ago or 2 weeks ago for my office. He's, it's basically just an FYI, every time he gets reelected, then the deputies have to be reappointed, signed, and I file it with them in case anybody comes in and would like a copy of their appointments.
I'll make,
Just formality.
I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff's office deputy appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve updated zoning fee schedule. Amber.
Wise is kind of just what I guess I provided you guys at the budget meeting for review. Where I pulled some of that information as far as a guideline.
I'll call you back. Yeah. Okay.
Got it. I'm muting them.
So I guess just to share with everybody in attendance here, that information was pulled from Cassuth County, Lynn County, Henry County, Boone County, Butler County, Delaware County, and Jones. All of which have a similar population to kind of what we have, except for Lynn County. That one was already kind of in our system, so I just went ahead and re-pulled that one. Other than that, do any of you have questions?
I kind of did a comparison on, some of them went up dramatically and some didn't change that much, but
Sure.
I think they bring us in line with competing counties. And
For the most part, and I do think that some of the ones that I proposed might be a little bit on the high side, but again, most of the counties are kind of behind for updating their schedules, their fee schedules, so that's where I figured take ours up just a little bit, and then I'm sure when they go to update theirs, it would probably fall in line with the rest of them.
What are these? Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
What are these fees used for? I mean, how can you validate the increase in fees?
As far as like the time spent on there, so a good one to kind of look at would be the like the zoning permits. Essentially, there is no fee for that. I haven't experienced this yet. Obviously, I've just kind of fallen into the role, but there's been multiple times where Chad had to go out, 3 or 4 times for this occupancy permit to get everything in compliance. Well, that's a lot of mileage and just his time being out there that wasn't being compensated at all. So that's something that I look at too. And then just like the zoning increased on finding information, more background history and that kind of stuff. It's getting to be a lot more detailed than needed too.
When was the last time these were updated? Last year, I guess.
2012 was the last time. No, I'm sorry, 2020.
Yes, yep.
I apologize, it was 12.
February 18th of 2020.
About 5 years ago.
Yeah, so, and you think about the cost of just staffing that type of increase. to what we were paying then to what we are paying now, I would, it's kind of minor with the fees.
We did add a couple of new categories that. Do we have a lot of late, like home occupation renewal?
Yes. And it's, I mean, we're all adults, right? We all know deadlines, since get your information in. So, cause there's been times where I've had to reach out to people, 3 times. And it's just,
Thank you.
it is, yeah, it is.
We did add the solar in this time that we didn't have before.
Correct, yep.
I'll make a motion that we approve the new fee schedule.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Well done, thank you.
Thanks, Amber.
Okay, next, items for discussion, place on file the following manure management plans. Bacon Barnes LLC, Perry Township, section 25.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, a discussion on the Veterans Affairs Division.
I was asked to put it on the agenda.
Oh, I hope.
I think we discussed that in the budget meeting with Julie, when we did that last week.
That position is extremely important to be continued here at the courthouse. And with the reorganization in community services, raised a lot of questions, and it sounded like they were trying to reorganize how the Veterans Affairs position was structured from the state level, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And
The state level.
yeah,
I didn't hear that one.
was it state or federal?
No. The veterans.
Julie was the one that brought it up.
Veteran affairs position is currently under her. And so what's gonna happen is when HHS goes away, when that department goes away, for Veteran Affairs, we have to determine. We'll have to hire somebody for that position because she's currently the director. And then, Patty, our other employee, works underneath Julie. Patty also handles the general, the GA part of it. Which is your general services. And so it's gonna have to be, the restructuring will have to come back under either the board or somebody else, answer to somebody else. We have an option, it can either be part-time or full-time.
For the Veterans Affairs.
For the Veterans Affairs. Well, she would also handle like when the people come in to get other services. I mean, that person would have to handle both positions. Because Veterans Affairs is not enough hours for one, like to do a full-time job, but if you handle the other social services underneath it, then it would be enough.
She also mentioned that we have an obligation of requiring at least a half-time position for the county, I believe.
That's what I just said,
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all set up in code.
right? They have to work at least 20 hours a week.
Does that mean we have to set up a committee to interview applicants?
It would. Yes,
Like somebody?
it would have to be somebody from the Veterans Affairs Committee. And more than likely Ashley, our Human Resource Director, and probably one of us.
Yeah, I think the biggest question was when you guys discussed previously is who was going to supervise this employee? And I know it was talked about possibly the Board of Supervisors. It was possibly talked about Public Griffin under Public Health because it's a human service part. So that, I think that decision has to be made, and then obviously job description.
So I know Julie and Cole have been working on the job description. And personally, I just feel like it should just answer to the Board of Supervisors. I mean,
I think that'd be more stable than doing it with public health, because you don't know what the state's gonna do to that one.
right?
The gal we have in there obviously is doing a great job, but my concern is veterans preference law to make sure that we're advertising that position effectively and we're following through on our obligations.
All county employees are veterans preferences. Every position that we hire for is a veterans preference.
Okay. So then that would be the advertised position.
Would be posted and advertised just like we do any other hiring within the county. That's all that we have the same standard for every single one of them.
It's hard to stomach that because she's been doing such a great job for so many decades, but it sounds like we're required to advertise her position.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, we can ask Sean about it.
Well, actually, that would be your HR question, your HR person, I know. Should.
So do we want to proceed with,
Should we make this short and painless?
yeah,
I make a motion that we move that after HHS. Those community services out of our building. That we move a full-time veterans affairs person that also handles general assistance. Underneath the board of supervisors.
Second.
all in favor?
All right.
All right. I guess to continue the conversation then, what steps do we need to take to further that process? Because we still have to,
I mean, right now. We still have everything is still solid the way.
so everything stay in place the way it is, except they report to us instead of doing.
Right, once that community service is no longer at the end of June. So, well, in between now and then, we need to solidify a job description. And then post for the position. You know, I mean, I wouldn't even start posting for the position until like maybe April. May, something like that. Since it'll take you, what, 2 weeks for the posting and then a month for hiring.
Like the right course of action.
So we coordinate that with the human resources people and go from there.
Yep, and Cole Pasick, I think, is the head of Veterans Affairs.
Okay. Very good. Next, point EMS Advisory Board. Daniel, welcome. Nice to see you, sir.
Let's see that board expanded a little bit.
Yeah. We need some business people in there, so either business owners or accountants or something of that sort. I don't know if the cities are willing to make recommendations on who that they would put in as well, but seems like we've got all the hearts and minds in it, and need to put some of the technical people in there too.
This is political people,
What's that?
like maybe a mayor or two. Gerald Denny, maybe,
Ask them.
somebody from Independent City Council.
Somebody that has some good financial sense.
And they have, Dan and Kim that can represent, they did a good job of representing Jessup.
Not so sure we shouldn't have somebody like Matt Schmitz on there from city.
I think Matt Schmitz would do, yeah, I like that. Because he has good business sense.
Yeah.
And he does it quick in his head.
So it seems like at this point we're at the recruiting stage.
Do you have any input, on who you'd like to add to the advisory board?
Saying you guys want to have the EMS association as it is, plus these additional people? Is that
Plus some, I guess, citizens from the community, preferably business people that have some good business sense. I think that might be the piece that we were missing with the original advisory board that we set up. Although I realize a lot of those people are business people out in the community also, but their focus is really geared toward the EMS portion of it.
You know, speaking of Gerald Denny, maybe Johnny Slattery or somebody like that.
We gotta make sure we don't get it too big, otherwise you never get anything done.
Either or, I guess is what I'm saying. Maybe not Gerald Denny, but somebody with that business sense in that community.
Do you have a good relationship with Matt Schmidt?
You know, along with that just fine.
Let's add Matt for sure. See if we can get him to do it.
You want to see if Gerald Denning would be interested?
Yep. You'd probably act us even to it.
Sure, you'd appreciate it.
Because we have to figure out a way to get it past Jessup.
Well, there's Aurora and Quasi too, those geographical areas.
Yeah, but those geographical areas, they came in pretty strong.
Okay.
When you looked at the voter counts.
Yeah, I think so.
7 out of 14 were above, 7 out of 14 precincts were above 60%. Of the 7 that weren't, only one of them was not above 50%, and that was Jessup. The other 6 were within 10 to 12 votes of 60%.
Yeah, I think
They
it
were all-
failed in Raleigh and Brandon.
Yeah.
And Kowalski, I think, was.
Yeah,
But it's
all
okay.
by, 5 votes here, 8 votes here, 10
Right.
votes there. It was Jessup that was the problem precinct.
That and 800 people that just didn't vote.
Yes.
Yeah, that voted but didn't vote for or against.
Right.
Correct.
Didn't flip the ballot.
Yeah, it was, that turned out to be 8.5% of the vote. So if even a fourth of them had voted yes, it would have passed. But it's not, I'm not sorry about it, I promise.
But you're not. So I will reach out to them and see if they'd be willing.
You guys are still willing?
The EMS Association? Oh, yeah.
Have they
Good.
fixed the ambulance chief issue over in Jessup, or is that still up in the air?
You wanna come to the-
What's that?
I was just gonna invite him to the meeting on the 5th
Oh, yeah.
of February,
Third.
3rd of February, sorry. Okay.
That's when we go back on their agenda.
Okay.
But we'll hopefully have a little presentation and they'll have their motions.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
Anything else on the advisory board?
I make a motion that we appoint the advisory board, with those new additions.
We haven't talked to them yet.
They'll sign that.
Pending their approval.
Okay.
Pending their approval.
I'd like to talk to some more people.
We gotta make sure we already have 12 people on this board. We don't want, if you get too many people on the board, boards are extremely ineffective.
I'd like to see some representation from the business community.
You got Matt Smith, he's pretty much from the business community, that he's extremely business minded.
And he works for the city of Independence.
He does work for the city of Independence, but he's also extremely business minded. Like he
Okay.
puts together budgets pretty well. Do I have a second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
One me.
This advisory board, let's move forward. Yay.
Okay, next W35 contracts for your project. I'm Brian, welcome back.
I can sneak up there or I can just talk from here, whichever you prefer.
Sean?
Basically, they went to letting last Wednesday. It came in, the bridge and the paving is lumped together just over $6 million. And Alex's comments, that came in 1 million under his estimate. Now, what I actually put in the budget's real close to where it came in. And part of that is I didn't have the, when we start putting the budgets together, we didn't know I had to replace a couple box bridges on it. And you can put on a lot of money that way. And, then we start looking, basically, it's up to the board to award. The way we've always handled it is the board's done a motion to award. Then I've done the paperwork and I emailed Nikki. Nikki says, yeah, it's under I am such and such. So I copied the I am off. But if we've had a resolution authorizing me in the past, that doesn't have to change every year. It's good until the engineer changes.
I've done up the resolution. I consulted with Alex. Nikki had me pull the one from the DOT website and it was pretty generic. So I sent it to Alex for his thoughts, and basically what we did is, it was in your folder, but it's authorizing you guys to execute the construction contract for the work to be done on W-35 with Iowa DOT contract of, and it gives the number and the contractor of Kroll, in accordance with plans, proposal, and funding agreements covered by this contract. So it's generic, but it's more to the point, specific of what project it was.
So a motion from the board, which really, or maybe a resolution, maybe you want it done, but that works
What I
good.
just read.
That works good. That works real good.
We just have a motion to accept the resolution as presented by.
To approve the, I would include in your motion to approve the contracts for the W-35 project.
To approve the contracts for W-35 contracts.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do need a roll call on that, please.
Vogel. Yes.
Wheeland, yes.
Kurtz, yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Brian.
Thank you much.
Thanks.
Well, Alex did most of the work on that.
Thank Alex.
I'll do that. He's gonna be here for the budget hearing a little later this morning too, at 10:15.
Please hope be ready, buddy.
Hopefully right in there.
All right, discuss getting quotes. I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
All right, discuss it later.
I did reach out to a new cleaning company just to get some quotes. The quotes came in at about the same price, but they're gonna offer more services than what we previously had. You know, the senior center, they're gonna do one free cleaning, scrubbing off the carpet in the Shysters area, and, they're gonna do a specialized cleaning in the bathrooms, which definitely is needed. I know there was one study that's been laying in the bathroom for a long time, and so I don't think that the bathrooms are getting cleaned at the senior center like they should have been, and DHF is not happy with the previous people, so.
This is a local company.
It is a local company.
What's the bid?
I think
They're right here. They were in the folder.
and this is also, I think, emergency management's gonna go with these, and they got theirs is a little less expensive than what they're currently getting service for.
Were there other bids or just these that showed up?
This and the existing one.
Okay.
We reached out to a couple different people and they said they're all booked up. They can't take anything more on it.
Seems right then.
Well,
Need a motion then to accept the cleaning quotes.
I'll make the motion to accept the cleaning quotes and reach out to the other cleaner and, cancel that service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Here.
No, way early.
Yeah.
And we can't call her before 10 o'clock because she had a other commitment.
Okay, we'll go to public comments, please.
I guess we could get this noticed. When did we get this, on Friday?
Yeah, evidently.
There's this notice of overt acts of treason by affidavit, so we'll look into this a little further and figure out what needs to be done with this notice.
It probably came from a sovereign citizen or something like that.
Well, where did you guys get that at?
It appeared in my mail,
Right.
so it must have come through the auditor's office somehow.
I'm thinking that
Probably through the mail, would be my guess.
probably something that Shelley needs to look at.
I would definitely turn it all over to the county attorney's office before anything is done with it.
Scott, there's an avenue in here for you too.
And have the county attorney look at it and then disseminate it down to Scott.
Sure. Anything else?
I don't have anything. I think we can go to recess. Take a motion to go into recess until 10 a.m.
I'll make a motion to go into recess until 10 a.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
All right.